Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're clearing up a massive question that's been circulating about the exact tenure of our environmental appraisal committees. I'm talking about the SEIAA, the SEAC, and the EAC. If you're navigating environmental clearances right now, knowing exactly who is sitting on these committees, and more importantly, how long they're going to be there, is absolutely crucial for keeping your project timelines on track.
So, here is the burning question creating widespread confusion for environmental consultants and project developers everywhere. Are current committee members serving for 3 years, or is it 4? The significance of this really can't be overstated. I mean, if a committee's term ends unexpectedly, your project appraisal could literally hit a brick wall. The rules recently changed, and suddenly nobody was quite sure if the sitting members had their terms extended or what. Old rules versus new rules. To understand where all this confusion is actually coming from, we need to take a quick look at how the regulations have rapidly shifted over just the last few weeks. The whole challenge stems directly from a recent policy shift. Under the original 2006 EIA notification, the term for these committee members and chairmen was set at exactly 3 years. Plus, there was this handy little provision where the central government could extend that term for up to 12 months if they thought it was necessary. But a recent July 13th amendment completely shook things up. This new notification increased the baseline term to a flat 4 years, but it totally removed the provision for that 12-month extension. The core issue here is ambiguity, and the problem became immediately apparent to entrepreneurs and government officials alike. You know, whenever you have a sudden rule change, you get a transition period that's just fraught with challenges. People were actively asking, do the committees sitting right now suddenly get an extra year tacked on to their 3-year term? Or do these new rules only apply to the next batch of people coming in? The Ministry of Environment, Forest, and Climate Change actually explicitly acknowledged this industry-wide confusion. Knowing that regulatory uncertainty absolutely kills project planning, the ministry stepped in, stating they needed to act to, quote, avoid any ambiguity. And the definitive answer arrived in an official Office Memorandum dated July 29th. It was signed by Scientist E, Dr. J.D. Marcus Knight, and sent out to the chairman of all expert appraisal committees, SEIAAs, SEACs, and pollution control boards. This document directly addressed the amendment and, thankfully, restored regulatory certainty once and for all. The solution comes down to prospective applicability. Let's talk about how the competent authority actually resolved this. The ministry's memo clearly defines that the July 13th amendment acts prospectively. So what does that actually mean for you? Well, it means the rule change doesn't alter the timeline backward for anyone currently serving. It only applies moving forward. For anyone who is stressing out about shifting deadlines, this is a massive sigh of relief. The direct benefit of this clarification is immediate regulatory clarity. Because the rules only apply prospectively, the term for the members and chairmen of all existing SEIAs, SECs, and EACs continues to be exactly 3 years. There's no automatic bump to 4 years for the folks already sitting in those seats. And remember that old 12-month extension provision? Yeah, that's gone. So we're looking at a strict, definitive 3-year term for all existing committees. Conclusion and future outlook. With the ambiguity totally cleared up by the July 29th memo, what's your big takeaway here as you map out your timelines? Looking at your future outlook, the timeline is now crystal clear. If you're dealing with an existing committee right now, you have got to plan your appraisals and timelines under the expectation of a strict 3-year term for those members. However, any new SEIAs, SCSCs, and EACs that are constituted after the July 13th amendment, those future committees are going to serve a fixed 4-year term. Knowing this allows you to actually forecast your regulatory hurdles without constantly second-guessing when a committee might suddenly be reconstituted. But, it does leave us with a really interesting question. Is fixing these terms to a strict 4 years going to speed up future environmental clearances, or is it simply going to delay the much-needed turnover of outdated committees? We'll definitely have to watch closely to see how the ministry handles these new 4-year cycles.
If you found this update helpful, please hit the like button and share this video with fellow entrepreneurs. For more deep dives into the latest environmental regulations and industrial news, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. See you in the next one.